everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel and back to my daily yoga series. Today is Tuesday and we have a nice hip opening flow today. We're going to begin laying down on our backs. So come down to the ground, grab a cushion for your head if you like, and just hug the knees into the chest for a moment. Maybe rocking the knees slightly from side to side. Wiggle the toes, roll the ankles. Take a nice deep breath to arrive on the mat. And keep this right knee hugging in and just drop the left foot onto the mat. Keep a bend in that left knee so sole of the foot places down. Bring that right knee in as close to the chest as you can and then try and keep it there as you let the arms rest by your sides. Turn the palms to face up. So hip flexor, the muscle at the front of the hip, is doing all the work here to hold that knee in position. We're going to start to wake up all of these muscles around the hip. So from here, flex that foot, lift the toes and reach the heel up to the sky. Straighten that leg as much as you can, stretching into the hamstring now. Maybe just point and flex that foot a few times, wiggle the toes. As you roll the ankle, notice what you feel. Maybe a little stretch through the front of the shin, a little bit through the calf. And then bring that foot back to a flexed position so the heel is reaching up, the toes are drawing down towards the face. And bring that knee into the chest again. Let the knee bend. Now press the heel out to the end of the mat. Extend that leg so it comes low to the ground but doesn't quite touch the ground, just hovering above the mat. Press out through that heel. Again, bring the knee into the chest. We're going to move through that sequence. Inhale as the knee comes in as close as it can. Exhale, reach the heel up to the sky, straighten the leg. Inhale, bring the knee into the chest. Exhale, press that heel out to the end of the mat. Inhale, bring the knee in. Exhale, reach that heel up to the sky. Inhale, bring the knee in. Exhale, reach that heel out. Inhale, bring the knee to the chest. Exhale, reach that foot up and then hold it there. We're going to bring the hands to the back of the thigh and gently bring that thigh in a little closer. So going deeper into that stretch along the back of the right leg. Try and keep the shoulders heavy. Try and keep the leg as straight as you can. And if it's within reach, you might take your hands up to the calf instead, like this, or even up to the ankle, bringing that leg in even closer. But if that causes you to strain through the shoulders, keep the hands down on the thigh instead. Keep flexing through that foot. Breathe deeply. One more breath. Then very gently let go of the leg. Bend the knee, let the foot come down to the mat. Use the hands to hug the left knee into the chest. We'll take this to the other side. And try and keep that knee as it is as you release the hands. Just breathing here for a moment, firing up the hip flexor. Then flex the foot, reach the heel up to the sky. Notice any difference on this side. We'll probably have one side that feels a little tighter or a bit stiffer than the other. Again, point and flex that foot, move the ankle around, see how the muscles in the lower leg feel. And then we'll flex that foot, reach up with the heel, straightening the leg as much as you can. Bring the knee into the chest. And then push that heel out to the end of the mat, moving really slowly, as though you're pushing that foot through water, pushing something away with your heel. Again, bring that leg nice and low to the ground, maybe just tapping the ground with the heel and then lifting so the leg hovers just above the mat. Bring that knee into the chest. Inhale, we'll start to move with the breath. Exhale, heel reaches up. Inhale, knee to chest. Exhale, press that foot out to the end of the mat. Inhale, knee draws in. Exhale, reach that foot up. Inhale, bring the knee in. press that foot out. Last time. Inhale, bring the knee in. Exhale, reach that foot up, straightening the leg, and then bring the hands to the back of the thigh. Try and keep those shoulders heavy and relaxed. And again, find your expression of this hamstring stretch. So either pulling in, using the hands on the thigh, maybe taking the hands up a little higher if that's within reach. Again, not straining in any way. Deepen your breath. Soften the jaw. One last breath here. Gently release that leg, bend the knee, and let the foot come down. Nice. As that foot places down, just feel whatever it is that you feel through that leg. Maybe a little tingle down into the toes as the energy moves around, as the blood rushes back down to the foot. Then bring both knees to the chest again, hug the knees in. And we're going to try taking a little rock forwards and backwards. So bring the hands to the backs of the thighs. Reach the feet up and then see if you can get some momentum, rocking forwards and backwards up the spine. If this doesn't feel good, then you can leave this part out and come straight up. If you like this, take a couple more rounds, rocking forwards and backwards. And then, little challenge for you. We're going to try coming all the way up to stand without using the hands. Let's see if I can do it. So as you rock forwards, you're going to reach the hands forwards and see if you can come all the way up. If you can, amazing. If you can't, still amazing. Just find your way up to a standing position. Maybe give the legs a little shake out. And we're actually going to turn to the side today. So anyone who knows the moon salutations, chandra, namaskar, you'll know that we actually do this facing the long edge of the mat rather than facing the short edge, as we do with sun salutations, surya namaskar. So turn to the side of the mat and bring yourself to the left-hand side of your mat, so we're all going in the same direction. If you need to move the video or move me so you can still see me, please do. And this sequence is something that we kind of mirror. We go one way and then we mirror it. So we're going to start at this end, we're going to move over to the opposite end of the mat, and we'll end up back where we started. Lots of lovely hip opening poses in this. I've modified it just very slightly, but it's based upon the moon salutation. So we begin standing tall. We're going to take the arms up overhead, interlace the fingers together with just the index fingers pointing up. So this kind of steeple position for the arms. Pull in from the lower belly, tuck in the lower ribs, nice and flat through the back. Take a breath in. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Then take a big step out with that right foot. Take the feet wide, turn the toes out very slightly. Bend the knees, so knees open out wide and we sink down into goddess pose. Maybe shuffling the feet a little wider, we're aiming to have the knees stacked over the heels. Arms come out into this cactus position, elbows in line with the shoulders, palms facing forwards, fingers spread wide. Again, draw in from the lower belly, tuck in the lower ribs, keep the back flat, sink down. Breathe deeply here. One more breath, maybe dropping a little lower. Then lift up, straighten the legs, straighten the arms. Turn this right foot so the toes point forwards, left toes turn to the end of the mat. We come into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Keep the legs straight, pull up from the belly, reach away with the left hand so the hips tilt back. Keep the sides of the body long and tilt into triangle pose. So right hand reaches up, left hand comes just in front of that leg, and we lift the chest towards the sky. Press down into the feet, lift through the inner thighs. One more breath. Now bring this right hand down, bring a little bend into this left knee and bring the fingertips to the ground. We're going to pivot this back foot around so we come into pyramid pose. So shuffle that foot out slightly and turn so the toes are pointing towards this top right hand corner of the mat. We're trying to level out the hips here, so hips are pointing towards this short edge of the mat. Now see if you can straighten both legs here, maybe lifting the chest slightly. If keeping the fingertips on the ground isn't going to work here, bring the hands up onto the hips instead and straighten the legs. Press down into the feet, lift up from the kneecaps, lift up through the thighs, pull in from the belly, find your breath. If this one is feeling okay and you've got the fingertips on the ground, you might lower the chest just a little bit more. One more breath. In pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. Then bend this left knee, lift up the back heel, shuffle that foot back a little bit, lift your chest, look forwards, coming into a lunge. Keep that back knee lifted just for a moment and let the hips lower down, reach this left knee forwards. One more breath here. Press back with the right heel and then nice and gently lower the back knee down to the mat. Untuck the back toes, press down through that back foot, press down through the front foot and rise up in your lunge. If you need to, you can keep the hands on the thigh for a little bit of extra support here. If it feels okay, reach the arms up and again try and tuck in the lower ribs, pull in from the belly. Flatten out the front of the body and lengthen, lift the chest. One more breath in. As you exhale, bring the hands down. Tuck the back toes, lift up that back knee again. And we're going to pivot around into a lunge on the other side of the mat, coming through a wide forward fold. So pivot the feet around, walk the hands through the centre, bend the knees as much as you need to. Take the heels slightly wider than the toes, fingertips on the ground, and then start to lift the hips, straighten the legs as much as you can, let the head drop down. Coming into our wide forward fold. Just pause here. Leaning forward, so bringing the weight onto the balls of the feet. And then lift the head slightly, lift to the fingertips, bring a little bend into the knees and continue that transition around to the opposite end of the mat. So find this lunge on the other side. Keep that back knee lifted, press back through the heel, just pause here, up on the fingertips, lifting the chest. And then lower that back knee down, release the back toes, press through the feet, come into your lunge. Reach the arms up or bring the hands to rest on the thigh. Really reaching forwards with this right knee, so sinking down into the hips. One more breath in. And then exhale, bring those hands down, tuck the back toes, lift up that back knee. Coming back up into pyramid pose. So we're going to shuffle that back foot in just a little bit, turn the toes out so the heel can come down, and then we'll begin to straighten out this right leg. So both legs are going to be straight now. Again, you have the option to bring the hands up to the hips and then straighten the legs from there. See where you need to be with this one. Be kind to your body. Take a breath in, lift the chest a little bit. Exhale, maybe sinking down with the chest. Press into the feet. One more breath. Okay, then we're going to lift into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Turn the back toes out to 90 degrees. Bring this right hand in front of the heel, in front of the right foot, and then press down into that foot, pull in from the lower belly, and reach this left arm up, straightening that bottom leg. So don't keep the fingertips on the ground, lift up so this right hand is in front of the leg, using your core to hold you in place. Find your breath, lift your chest towards the sky. One more breath here, press into the feet, lift from the kneecaps. And use your core, reach up. Take the arms out, bring those toes in, and sink back down into your goddess pose. Just 2 breaths here this time. Maybe moving the hips a little bit from side to side. Pull in from the belly, flatten out the back. Then we're taking a big step up to the right hand side of the mat, bringing the feet together. Whew. And bring the hands up overhead. Interlace the fingers, index fingers point up. Moving back to where we started. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, big step out. Bend the knees. Goddess pose. Nice. Breathe here. Notice if you're rounding the back or sticking out the bum. Try and lift from these points of the hips at the front. Lengthen through the front of the body. One more breath. Then straighten the legs, reach out with the arms. Go back into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Turn the right toes towards the right side of the mat. Left toes point forwards. Straight legs. Pull in from the belly. Reach away with that right hand. And then tilt into triangle pose. Just 2 breaths here. As you exhale, bring that left hand down. Bend this knee slightly. Pivot on the back foot so you're facing towards the short end of the mat now. Level out the hips and straighten both legs in pyramid pose. Option to take the hands to the hips instead. 2 breaths here. Then lift the chest, bend that front knee. Tuck the toes of the back foot and shuffle that foot back. Come into your lunge. Keep the back knee lifted. Just 2 breaths here. Reach back with the heel. On your exhale, lower that back knee. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, sink lower in the hips. One more breath in. Exhale, bring the hands down. Tuck the back toes, lift that knee up. You're going to pivot all the way around into a lunge on the other side. Swivel through the feet. Take the hands around. Lift that back heel, lift the chest, look forwards. 2 deep breaths here. Then lower the back knee, release the back toes. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sink down in the hips. Another breath in. And then exhale, bring the hands down. Pick up that back knee. Shuffle that back foot in a little bit. Let the heel come down, straighten the legs, pyramid pose. Then bend that front knee just a little bit. Turn the back toes out to 90 degrees. Bring this left hand in front of the left foot. Reach up with the right arm as you straighten both legs, lifting into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Strong through the legs, keep pressing down. Then reach up with this right arm. Open out, turn both toes forwards, bend the knees, goddess pose. Again, maybe taking the feet a little wider so the knees are over the heels. Open the chest, pull those elbows back, sink down even lower. Then one last thing we can try here is lifting the right heel, come onto the right toes. Let that heel come down, lift the left heel, breathe. Let that heel come down, now maybe both. Lift the right heel and lift the left. Find your balance, one more breath. And let the heels come down, stepping back up to where we started. Left hand side of the mat, bring the feet together, bring the hands together, inhale. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale to center and exhale, bring the hands down in front of the heart. Close the eyes. Pause. Notice. What do you feel? How do you feel? Take a long breath in through the nose. Sigh out through the mouth. And we'll leave our practice there for today. Thank you for joining me. We'll close with the word Namaste, which means the light and the life within me bows to the light and the life within you. So thank you for joining me on the mat. Namaste.